Welcome to all of our viewers. Glad to have you with us. Today we have joining us Mr. Mack Straw, our Utilities Department Manager. So thank you for being with us, Matt.
Thank you. Always fun.
All right.
Always fun.
So in a rapidly growing city, the public utilities, water in particular, is always an issue. You add a drought to that and adds a little additional pressure to it, right?
It definitely adds a lot of stress.
Yeah. So tell us what's happening in that regard. Water conservation, water management, things like that.
So currently the water, it's been good. We had a good cool spring. We are transitioning into summer. So anything residents can do will, help us reduce the amount of water that we will consume. Such as, keeping your grass a little bit longer. Don't cut it so short. Cleaning your driveway, don't use the hose. Things like that. Get out yearly, check your irrigation before you put it in the system. Make sure the heads are spraying where they should be spraying. Those types of things will definitely help us and help you guys in the long run.
Mm-hmm. All right, and if residents need assistance with any of that, do we have any?
Yeah, definitely call the water department. We have an individual who will help kind of get you guys through this, give you some ideas on what you can do to help your overall consumption.
Great. Mack, what can you tell us about water conservation? If I want to do more at my home to conserve water, what's the best source of information? Where can I get guidance there?
So yeah, if you will, reach out to the city website, we have a lot of information out there that'll be helpful for residents. There's some water conservation tips on there. We can also, I believe it's waterconserve.utah.gov. We'll actually give you your watering times, days for the week, for the month, to just kind of help everybody get to where they need to be with watering and not overwatering.
Yeah, because really, drought or not, we do live in a desert, and we want to be wise, prudent about our water usage and have it going to the best places possible and get the most out of it. So, is there anything else that our residents ought to know in that regard that the city's working on?
So the city is the city is always working on getting new sources, new storage. That's something we are currently involved on 2 wells right now. Those wells, they tend to take a year to 2 years, depending on where they're located and what's required. We have currently a 4 million gallon tank that is under design that will be out in the White Hills area. But the system is all together, so that 4 million gallons will also facilitate city center and the rest of the city.
Right, so can you explain to us a little bit about just the short version of how the water system works and how we try to loop everything together so we have redundancy?
So yeah, sorry. So the system is connected 100%. Every source ties in and can facilitate to a certain point. So the redundancies, we've got right now currently 5-6 wells that are operational, plus the Central Utah Water contract that we have. So we've got a ton of water coming in. It's just about getting distribution, getting it out to where it's needed, and making sure that we have room for growth. Just staying on top of that.
So that's really the 2 parts of water management. One is, and it's usually what residents might first think of is there water? But what oftentimes we don't realize is it's not about just having the water, it's about getting it where it needs to be, getting it to the homes, and having some redundant options there, because sometimes pumps wear out, pipes break, various things, and of course you have growth, and so you're always looking to upgrade there. So it's good to know that the city's adding new wells, new equipment. Unfortunately, can you talk to us about just the real world these days as far as delivery times?
Oh man, so a lot of the stuff that everybody's dealing with it, but lead times could be a year on transformers. Something as simple as a column shaft, it could be 8 weeks, it could be 12 weeks. There's a lot of things that are truly slowing the process down. a task that would typically take 4 weeks to get a well rehabbed and up and going again, it's now taken 3 times as long. It's just the nature of the beast, and employee shortages. It's across the board, so it's something that we're all dealing with.
Yeah, so even though the city is making every attempt to stay ahead of it, it's a bit of a moving target with those supply lines. So, if something comes up there, if a pipe breaks, if a pump goes down, you might need to ask residents for a time to help us adjust. Can you also explain too about how the tanks work? Because really it's all about keeping those tanks full,
It
right?
really is. I mean, to be honest, a tank, if you can imagine it like your lungs, you got to breathe in, you got to breathe out. So, irrigation season, we do a lot of breathing out. So, I mean, basically the daytime is when we fill our tanks, get them nice and deep, and then irrigation kicks on, and that's when we start, pushing out water to everybody, and that's just a cycle. We do that daily. So if something does happen, when we don't have the redundancy, then, one of our lungs is no longer there, we all fill it.
Anything else that our residents ought to know?
Conserve water. Just do what you can. We appreciate everything that you guys do, and we'll continue to work with you guys.
Yeah, to our residents, please feel free to reach out to the city. We're always working on new programs. We have new things in the works with updated landscaping code and guidance there. We hope to work together with the residents to get the most out of our water usage. So thank you, Mack. Thank you for being with us.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you to our viewers.